When you come in, your medication is going to look like this. This is a bag of normal saline, which is basically just sodium chloride, and this is your bottle of medication. So what we're going to need to do to get this ready is we're going to mix your normal saline with your medication. In order to do that, we're going to need to crack this bridge right here. And most of the time you'll hear it crack, sometimes you won't, but we're just going to bend, and you'll see right there that it's cracked. After you crack it, you're going to turn it right side up, and you're going to squeeze the bag so water fills up the vial. And when it's about 3/4 full, about right above the label, you're going to start mixing your medication. And it'll take a minute or two. Make sure that it's completely mixed and all of the powder, your medication, is dissolved. And then once you think that it's dissolved and all the powder is mixed into the normal saline, it'll be a little discolored like that. You're going to turn it upside down. You'll squeeze the bag, let it go, squeeze, let it go, squeeze, let it go, until all of the contents in this vial are all in the bag. Once if everything in the vial is in the bag, your medication is ready to go. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab your administration set. This administration set connects your medication to your Picc line. Now the most important thing to do is as soon as you unwrap your administration set, we need to clamp your administration set. In order to clamp it, we're going to roll this white thing all the way down, like that. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab this end of your administration set and this end of your medication bag. We're going to take off this blue cap and we're going to take off this white cap. Now when you take off that cap for this spike, make sure it doesn't touch anything. We want it to stay sterile. And then we're going to put these two in together, just like this in a twisting motion. Now your medication and your administration set is hooked up. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to hang it on a hook or a pole that we have. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to prime your tubing. In order to do that, we're going to squeeze this chamber until liquid fills this about halfway full. So you're going to squeeze and let go, squeeze and let go until your chamber is about halfway full with liquid. See, it's halfway full. Now what we're going to do next is we're going to prime this whole tube. In order to do that, we're going to open this clamp all the way. We'll watch the liquid run from the end of this tube all the way through until it goes into here. I hang this part over the trash can. So when you open this tube all the way up, you're going to watch the liquid drain all the way in, and once it gets to the end, some of the liquid is going to drain into the trash can. When that happens, you're going to close your clamp, which means you're going to put it all the way down. So we're going to open it. You see the liquid going, 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 and it's draining, so I close my clamp. So it's all the way down. Now I have my chamber is half full, and all of my tubing is full of my medication. So I'm all primed and I'm ready to go. The next thing that I need to do is hook myself up to my Picc line. So I'm going to put it on my lap, and I'm going to get myself one normal saline syringe and one alcohol swab. It has 2 lines, and you can pick which one you do as long as you alternate. I'm going to do the red line first. Now it's important for you to notice that each line has a clamp on them. In order for you to be able to infuse anything, you need to be able to unclamp it. So you're going to pull it like this, and you'll see that it's open. And in order to close it, you'll push down on this part. So open and close. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to get the medication, her Picc line ready. So you're going to grab your alcohol swab, and then you're going to grab your Picc line. You're going to clean your Picc line. You're going to want to clean the top of that because that's where everything's going to go in, where that blue part is. You're going to scrub it nice and clean for a good 10 seconds. Then you're going to get your normal saline. We're going to take it out of the package, and we're going to take off that white cap, and we're going to connect it. Now what you're going to do is you're going to push it into that blue part and then twist. And then remember I showed you earlier, you're going to want to unclamp your clamp, just like that. So what we're going to do is we're going to push about 3 milliliters of normal saline, so about to the 7 right there, just to make sure that your Picc line is open and flushing easily. So I'm flushing, and I'll stop right there about the 7. It's flushing very easily. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to unhook my normal saline just by twisting. I'm going to put my white cap back on my normal saline. Put my normal saline in my lap because I'll use it later. Gonna grab my administration set that I set in my lap. Take off this blue cap. Now this thing slides up and down right there on the administration set. Gonna want to make sure it's all the way up. You'll push it into the blue part and twist. So now your administration set, which is your medication, and your Picc line is all set up. And we're going to go back to our clamp on our administration set. And this will determine your rate because it's by gravity. As we go up on the clamp, you can see in the chamber how it's dropping. And as you go down on the clamp, it slows down to a stop. And each medication is different, so you'll speak to the nurse about the drip rate for each medication. And that's how you set up yourself for your infusion. So when you have 2 medications, you're going to set your second medication next to your first medication. Now remember in the first section of this video, we showed you how to mix your medication. You cracked right here in the bridge, you squeezed the water into the bottle, you mixed your medication, and you squeezed all the medication into this bag. So we're going to hang this next to your first medication. We're going to take this blue top off. Don't worry, the medication will not fall off or out. We're going to take this out by just twisting it gently. Then we're going to grab this part of your second medication and you're going to put it in here and gently twist. And make sure you have liquid in here. Okay, we want to make sure that our tubing is primed. See how we have our liquid in here and our tubing has all of our medication in here. Once that's switched over, we can roll our clamp up and start our drip rate and start our medication. And our second medication is started. When it's finished, what we're going to do is we're going to clamp your tubing all the way down. Push that all the way down when you're finished. And then we're going to come over here. Next thing that we're going to need is we're going to grab our normal saline that we used from the previous, when we first started your infusion. We're going to grab 2 heparins and 1 more normal saline. And then we're also going to grab some alcohol swabs. So what I like to do is, even though we didn't infuse in the purple clamp, we're still going to flush it. So what we're going to do is we're going to clean the top with our alcohol swab. Remember, we're going to clean it for about 10 seconds. We're going to open our normal saline bag. And you're going to flush the whole normal saline tube into your Picc line. So we'll take off the white cap And we're going to push and twist. Now remember what I told you earlier. We're going to unclamp right here. That way we can flush. So I'm going to flush the whole normal saline. And we're flushing just to make sure that the PICC line stays open. So I flushed all of the normal saline. I'm going to unscrew the normal saline. Then I'm going to grab my heparin. And I'm going to flush the whole heparin tube, which is about 5 milliliters. After you're done flushing that, you're going to want to make sure that you clamp your tube again. Just like that. Then we're going to unhook the heparin. And then we're just going to put this one to the side just like that because we're done with it. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to grab the PICC line that has the administration hook to it. Then we're going to grab the normal saline that we used earlier to flush the line to make sure that it was working properly. What we're going to do is we're going to unhook your administration set. You're going to put it between your fingers like so. You're going to take off this blue cap or the white cap that was on your normal saline. Either one is fine. And you'll put that cap on your administration set. Just like that. Now we can put the administration set down because it has a cap on it and we don't need to worry about it. Then we're going to use the rest of this normal saline and we're going to flush it into the PICC line. And we'll flush the rest of it. So then we're going to take our second heparin and we're going to flush the rest of this heparin, all of it, which is the 5 milliliters, into the PICC line. And then when you're finished, remember to clamp. Just like that. And then you'll unhook your heparin. And you are all done. Now I'm going to show you how to wrap your tubing around your arm when you're done with your infusions. You're going to get a stocking like this. You're going to put it through the arm. Put it all the way up to where the PICC line is. As such. Then we're going to wrap it around the arm. We'll tuck these two little white tops underneath. We'll pull this down. Then we'll go up here and pull it all the way up. And back down. And now your tubes and your PICC line is now covered.